We're back. Hi, everybody.
Oh,
Welcome to
hey.
PopNerdom,
Hello. Yes.
the place where we pop the nerd shit. I'm your boy
Yes.
Six.
Your boy Hanz, and we are eager. And we
We're
missed y'all.
eager. Shit. So we missed last week, and
Mm.
so we are ready to fucking we hit the ground running, and we're ready to go
And not for
immediately.
nothing, thank God we missed last week. It was a blessing in disguise because this week and last week are like, you know what I mean? It's a nice little segment that they're good. They're a good 1-2 punch. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yes, indeed. So let's go over last week's episode
Yep.
of
Episode 4.
WandaVision
Yep.
mighty quick. So I don't know that we have to. This is the problem. Both episodes are huge, but when you distill them down to their essence, I think last week's episode is way less significant than this one. Because last week's episode basically is catching you up with the outside world, what was happening inside
Yes.
of WandaVision,
Mm-hmm.
the TV show we're watching. So we have Monica Rambeau waking up
3 weeks
and
after Endgame. So
right,
the plot the plot that's happening is 3 weeks after everybody wakes up.
right, and so
The blip.
you can see her coming back, which I thought was really cool because number one, it places you in the moment, and again, like you said, you can jump in and be like, "Oh, let's catch up."
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting to see just to fly over this episode a little bit because I think the next episode is the meat of all of the series so far. It's bigger, it's longer, and it's blacker. So
Wow.
so the shit, the essence of that was that don't laugh. The essence of that was that Monica Rambeau comes back, or Rambeau, which I always thought was her name, Rambeau, not Rambo,
Yeah,
but I
Rambo.
guess it's
Yeah,
Rambo.
Rambo. I thought it was Rambo.
Yeah, but it's Rambo, so fuck me. She's like John Rambo. Monica Rambeau comes back. She wakes up from like everybody that comes back from the blip is like, what the fuck is happening? Why is everybody older? Why do I look younger? They go over that. It's mighty quick. They establish what Sword is really quickly because Sword used to be kind of like what you would think if they were making a Marvel's Fantastic Four. They will come out of Sword, but
Yep.
it switched somewhere halfway once everybody disappeared. And I have a question for you because what do you think sentient weapons? Because this says sentient weapon. So does that mean
Yes.
that they?
I have a little note here. Look. New boss says he's lost a lot of good soldiers, has a negative view on space, and has switched to AI technology, has dropped the word sentient. Now,
So does that mean? Because I had a question, and I'm sorry to interrupt you because I
yeah,
think
no, no.
where I got confused was, do they study? Does he mean we're making sentient weapons? And then she comes back with, yeah, but he also says exploration, as in we're supposed to study sentient things, not just create sentient weapons. Is that what you think is happening there? That they're making sentient weapons? Sentient weapons?
I think they were dissecting. I think they're not telling in those 3 weeks. They're not telling us something, or maybe somebody from, because that's another thing that we never know when they get the information because they never really kind of disclose it. They just say, "Oh, I just got permission to reveal it." You know what I mean? Like any information ever. So I'm thinking they're not letting on to the fact that they know about stronger vision type beings or machinery out in the universe. You know what I mean? And I think,
I no, you just made me think of something. Yeah, go ahead, finish.
and so I feel like what they're doing, especially with Wanda being, very familiar with the X-Men crowd and the X-Men universe, and also being a very prominent figure in the MCU going forward and all of that. I think they're just dropping verbiage and things like that. So to get you to they're planting the seed. They're planting the seed to just to basically say, oh, mutants. For somebody to come up, probably Darcy is gonna come up with the term mutant. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be something like that.
We're kind of jumping into the next episode, and I don't want to because let's get rid of this episode so we can jump on the next one. Because basically, look, it distilled once again. She wakes up. They talk about that. she gets sent into groundwork, so she can't fly,
Yup.
and she gets sent to interview this Westview thing, and thing. You hear my Jamaican my Jamaican thing come out. You can tell I'm from the Caribbean, right? Yeah, this is a thing. So,
You know it flies, you know the thing. La vaina, loco, eso es.
La vaina esa thing, the thing, ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling.
Gold bell a ring.
So
Oh, shit.
the Westview thing was interesting because it shows you the power, how much power Wanda has. Everything that's connected to the situation. And when Monica Rambeau asks Lynn, why do we understand that there's people missing here, but the police officers don't understand that there's people missing here? To me, that was more like Wanda had a simple thought of, well, anybody that knows you here because you're probably from Kentucky or whatever, or from other parts of Jersey or Philadelphia, they'll remember that you exist, and that's enough. But she never counted on the fact, like the only reason they found that place is because an FBI, a person from the FBI watch list gets lost. So it's not so much that
She thought she probably never thought she was gonna get found. You know what I mean? Like she thought I was in the middle of
but
nowhere.
that's what I mean,
yeah,
because
like,
this is a third party. This is not family. This is not neighboring
yeah, like my
towns.
cousin, like it wasn't like, yo, I'm calling because my cousin Larry, and I mean, yo, I haven't talked to Larry.
Right,
I mean, he's not
right,
screaming no more.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It just so
It's not
happened that some, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's outside of her preview in the general order of things, right? So Darcy comes down. She's the one that figures out, like, there's some, and I got a little bit pissy with how quickly she figured everything out. When I first saw it, I was excited because it's her. But today I rewatched the episode and I was like, how come she shows up and in 3 minutes she's like, nah, this, and this, give me a TV.
I didn't need her to come back.
You didn't? I'm okay with her. I like her. Mjolnir. Mjolnir.
I ain't miss her.
Mjolnir.
Meow meow? What's meow meow?
Wow.
Yeah, she talk about Mjolnir. She's like, yeah, what happened to Mjolnir? So, all right. So essentially, they show you everything from how Monica gets sucked into the WandaVision TV show to give it a thing, and how everything happened on the outside that connected with the episodes. So here's the only question that I have, because that's basically all of it. And from the moment that she goes in to the moment she gets kicked back out, and how they figure it out. So the only question I have for you, because it's the one thing that jumped at me really high up, was, do they have daily episodes? Like, we're watching weekly episodes, but do they have daily episodes? Because she said when they do the thing with the radio on episode 3, she says, oh, they have
I think it's reruns, yo. I mean, it's just,
I
but
don't
not
think
reruns.
so. I think they
And
have,
not,
because I think she says once an episode she washes dishes. So there should be a radio around her when she washes dishes once an episode. So that means more than 3 episodes. That means they're probably seeing
like a
an
24-hour
episode
network.
a day. Not even, but like an episode a day. From the moment she wakes up, I don't know, sometime right before bed, there's an episode to summarize the day, And that makes sense, because when they do the blips, when things get fucked up, and one that we've seen, when we watch the episode, we watch her erase history, and he does that blip and he starts again until the end, right? But on their universe, on the Marvel universe, when they're watching it, it's just a skip. It's not a rewind, it's not a fix, it's just a skip. So I suppose that Wanda takes the day and edits it into a TV show thing. That is what they're living. So they're living one episode a day.
So not only is she the writer, producer, director. She's the editor too. Damn, Wanda.
Yeah, bro. We applaud you, Wanda.
We applaud you, Wanda.
You.
You know how much work that takes.
Shit. And as soon as Rambo comes out, the one thing that jumps at me, it's a huge thing, is that she automatically says, Wanda is doing it all. She clears that out for all of us. She makes it very clear that it's not about nobody else. But that to me points at it's not Wanda doing it all.
I think exactly that's a misdirection. You don't just tell me 100%. It's that person.
But how do you know that? It's because that's my question. How do you know? And I think that the other lady. And so let's jump to the next episode because episode 5 has all of the meat.
Yes,
all of it so far. Number 1 is as long as this show should have been from the beginning.
Fine.
And there's a ton that happens here. The first thing that happens is the kids are there, they're crying, and then the neighbor comes in.
Hiya, kids!
Which we all think is kind of there's something weird going on with her.
She's very cringy, to say the least.
She's very aware of what's happening, and it doesn't surprise her.
And yeah, she's very like I put a note here. Agnes seems to be between the third and the fourth wall. Like she can't talk to us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But she understands more than Vision, who understands more than the normal person. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. And that's what I'm saying, that there's something about her that is there, that it's really... Something is happening with her that makes me think that she has more to do with this than you know. And
yes.
Of course, there is all of this talk that she might be another witch from the comic books that has very powerful, blah, blah, blah. But I think that this is pointing to that more than anything else, this episode. The fact that she's like, you want to take this from the top because it's not working.
Let's just take it from the top.
She's in on the joke.
She's exactly, yo. She's in on the joke, and she calls shots. She's like, no, you want me to hold your baby. Remember? You understand what I'm saying? It's like if me and you have practiced something subconsciously, you know what I mean? And then I snap, and then I'm like, no, remember. No, 6, a left. You know, you're like, oh yeah, right. a left. Yeah, you're right.
Right. And the fact that Wanda eventually starts doing tricks in front of her, not even fucking flinching,
like nothing,
and she doesn't flinch back. The kids grow fucking from 0 to 5.
At least, every other person they've done magic has made a slight comment about it. Can we walk this time? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? She's
not. And I wonder if that's something that has to do with her. You know, there's 2 possibilities here. One is that possibilities. One is that she's looking out for keeping everybody safe. So she's the one being like, all right, no, let's not cause any trouble. I'll do whatever needs to be done. So she's probably the person that the liaison between the peoples of the town and Wanda, or she's in on the joke in the sense that she's controlling something, she's gaining something from this. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know.
I think she's puppet mastering Wanda, but there's a puppet master behind her, and I feel like the puppet master might have shown up, but I'm not gonna. Let's not get to that. Because I have a little note I wrote down here. Wait, let me see. Okay, real question. Is Vision dead?
Yes.
Okay, and if Vision is dead, is this Vision that she's conjuring up, is this a mixture of her memories and her subconscious, meaning that is the only good part left in her in this whole entire scenario, is because he's the only one to seem to want to stop. You know what I mean? And if he's dead,
But I think, no, this is an interesting question because you're right. I keep saying yes, but there's the scene with the dog where the kids are like, you can bring anybody back to life. And she goes, I can? And then the lady goes, you can? So there's something there that is like, I can do that? Which I don't think she understands that she can. But I think the kids understand that she has the power to. By the way, the kids, which we're kind of skipping over, are more in on the joke than even Wanda.
yes, because one, they're immune to her magic, and two, they seem to be able to produce their own magic. Because I thought she was the one aging them, but she was like, "Don't age again."
Right.
You know what I mean?
And they're also telling her things like, you can bring anybody back from dead. And she's like, the fuck are you talking about? But her face was legit like, huh? I can't? And so there's something to be said about that because, of course, maybe we but no, that means something.
Yeah, no,
I
that
think
means something. It ain't no over analyzing that, honestly. All of that whole entire thing. Because think about it. But then again, there's that caveat that Vision is a sentient being, so a machine, so you can kind of put a machine back, but it is, I don't know. That was always my thing. I'm like, if he's dead, then what is that? And is that her good conscience? Is that her?
So, right, but what I'm thinking right now is, the thing that's jumping at me is, number one, let me go back to a point you made earlier about Sword. I think Sword wants Vision back because Sword wants to make Vision a weapon.
Oh yeah. I mean, not even Vision a weapon. They want to make weapons out of Vision. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
and so that's why they're desperate and they're shooting at her and they're like, give me my fucking
like
weapon
they'll take
back.
his ankle if they can. You know what I mean? Like, just pieces of him.
But the other thing is that's the part that's interesting, that he might actually, the stone might have given him life. And she has her power from the stone. So what's to say that she can connect to the power from the original stone to give him life?
Now, I was just about to say, even I'm gonna even nerd it up even more. The stone gave him a soul. You understand, quote unquote, a soul. That is the soul stone, right? And it's they dabble in the soul realm, so maybe she's in that red, because remember that red is the same red Gamora is in.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So maybe
Yeah.
his soul she pulled his soul. You understand? And that's what we're seeing is a physical representation of his soul.
I mean, and she needed the body to put it back into it. Because what is she doing with it? So she needs the body to put it into it. I don't, dude. The problem that I'm having is Vision seems to be becoming more and more aware of what and who he is. He has no memory of what happened before, though.
Nothing.
So obviously, once the stone got taken from him,
it was
something.
Right, clean. Yep. Control Alt Delete. Yep.
Right. And so now she's like, no. These are memories I have of you. So here you are. But
here's your memory.
He's more emotional and more human than he ever was as Vision.
Bro, they show him as a baby.
So that has to be right, and that has to do. That probably has to do with her injection of putting power into him. Is transferring her emotion into him.
And also, this is what she's never had a family. All of these things are just what she and her brother watched on television while being poor. You know what I mean? So all of it is just a mashup of false things. You know what I mean? Like, no, remember you were by a tree, but it was a character that she saw when she was younger that was by the tree, and she just implanted Vision. Whoop, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's why everything's a sitcom. Everything.
Everything.
Every single
And
thing.
even though, but that's interesting too, because once they having their fight, and the credits are coming up, and they're actually having a fight, he's like, no, you can't do this. And he starts fighting with her, and he actually gets angry. He starts floating, be like, stop controlling me and shit like that. Where they look like they're gonna fight each other. It's so interesting that I think we hit on it, in that she's borrowing power from whatever gave her power, which is one of the stones from the glove, and is channeling whatever it is, because she's incredibly fucking powerful, to give him back life. And I think that when the twins say, but you can't give anything back, you can't bring things back from the dead, I don't think she's aware that she can, because I think she thinks she's puppeteering Vision, and she doesn't realize that she actually brought
She
him
hasn't
back
made
to
that
life.
connection yet. She's like, I've never done this before, so I don't know if you're moving because you're actually back, or you're moving because you're feeding off of my energy.
Right. Okay. And so I don't know that she knows. The same way that she
but
doesn't
no,
know
she doesn't,
how
because
she...
we can definitely 100%. Agnes knows more than Wanda. Definitely.
I mean, but I don't know if that's true. But I think Agnes probably. I don't know if she knows more than her. I think she probably. My assumption is going to be what I predict that this is. Wanda was in a really bad place, and she wanted to create something, and Agnes told her, "This is what you should do, and I'll help you out with it." And they're kind of like, well, not helping her out like with power or anything, but like,
this is like Cinderella, man. You get the potion, ate the apple, thought it was gonna give you something. Bloop, you sleeping. While you sleeping, we out here over here. But they probably also, Agnes probably didn't know while she was setting up Wanda, how powerful also it could be. So she's probably like, you know what I mean, like in it, navigating, just keeping her head just above water. You know what I mean?
Barely above water, right? The other thing is that it's interesting too. Something that that you and I talked about right before we started recording is the children. There's all this focus on the children. There's never, and then the Vision says, "How come there's no children in this town?" But you know where the children are at in the commercials. Yes, in the commercials, they all show up, and that's something that didn't hit me so blatantly until now, because I think that the first time that they showed them in the commercial, I was like, "Oh, there's kids," but that didn't hit me as much as, "Oh, there's no kids in the town." Ever. Never. And
never,
I know
no
you
shot.
mentioned, and I know you mentioned that when we talked about the first and second episode, but I figured, oh no, they're probably in their house, or she doesn't want to see them, so they're away somewhere. But they're not. They're in the commercial. That's it. Nowhere else. And that's probably, and the couple that's in the commercial is the same couple every single time.
And
so I wonder if that couple's taking care of those children, and that's that.
And it's crazy that she took over a whole entire town and there's no children in that town, even like that though.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like
even like an orphanage or whatever.
Like anywhere, like, you know what I mean? Like somebody got caught in a bus stop because it's not like she waited for like the perfect time. You know, if the heck started, it just would have been like, instantly.
Yeah, man. And I think that's what I mean. Like, I think the children are in the commercials, and the two adults in the commercials take care of the children. And in this commercial, I noticed more than ever, even though I saw it in the last episode, the lady in the commercial, she's definitely, the word is not frightened. She's terrified.
Oh, no, she's terrified. She's stuck. She's trying to tell you, help me with my eyes. She's blinking SOS and like, help me, please.
So,
boom.
The other thing that was that?
I said, and then we got to get to the thick part.
Yeah, let's get to that, to the fucking butter of this segment. Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
And it's
Where the kisses are hers and his.
Three's company.
Three's
too.
company do.
Who is
So-
that? Who knocked on the door? We have to break it down because who is a very, 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 very important question.
Right. So is Quicksilver, no doubt.
No doubt it's quick.
Except it's not MCU's Quicksilver.
No, it's not.
It's Fox's Quicksilver.
It's Fox's Quicksilver.
So
Headphones in the ear Quicksilver.
Right. And American accent Quicksilver, by the way.
Very much. Not Pietro. Definitely.
Not Pietro.
No, he's
No,
Pedro.
more like Pietro.
Or no, more like Peter.
Peter. Like Pete. That's
Yeah,
Pete.
Pete. That's definitely Pete, bro. That's Pete. That's what we're gonna call him. We're gonna call him Pete. Just like Peter B.
So-
Parker. That's Pete.
That's Pete, bro. So what an interesting. This is where this gets so confusing and so convoluted with what we just talked about how her bringing people back to life.
And I want to break it in three things. It's okay. Why that actor? Like, why that version? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it real? And also, why does Darcy know that she recasted her brother?
Because Darcy still is on the outside looking at it and very aware that the Pietro that they had in the Avengers is not the Pietro that they had that is showing up.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the other thing. This is where this is confusing and weird because her brother is dead like disco.
Dead.
He's not coming back. So the only thing that she can possibly do
Like,
is
he was
search
savage.
out, but not understanding what she's doing possibly is search out and grab her brother, the essence of her brother, what her brother is, Quicksilver, and bring him in. But what happens is that Quicksilver, same Quicksilver, different origin, a mutant, has a sister that we never see in any of the movies, right?
Never. But he's always mentioned.
But he's always mentioned her. And what is the next best thing? If it's not
It's not 1A.
your brother,
1B.
it has to be 1B. So, is he real? Yes. Did she know that she brought him over? I don't think so. I think when her kids were like, you can bring anybody back to life, something sparked in her. And when she was upset and talking to her brother, to her vision about everything that's been going on and how she didn't know that she started everything and she doesn't know why she's doing the things that she's doing and that she only wants a perfect life for them. In that moment is when you rupture that multiverse and you bring them in. Now,
I love that you said that, rupture the multiverse, because real quick, let's just go back like 5 minutes. Why the fuck she killed the dog? Is it because the dog ruptured the multiverse? Like, ruptured the reality? Like, she couldn't control it because he kept barking at something by the door, and the dog was just
yeah,
gone.
but there's something at the door. There's something at the door was the drone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he could hear the drone and he went out to see the drone. I also, by the way, fuck. All right, so let's go back to that because that's also great. Dog barks at the door. She goes outside. She sees the thing. Her eyes turn red, and she never looked so much more like a bad guy.
I mean, she looked like Age of Ultron. Her, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, her eyes turn red. He says shoot. She pops out. Accent is back. Suit is back. But she is a motherfucking badass.
She don't look sad neither. You know how Monica was like, "Oh my God, someone's anguished so much." She looked like she was just angry. Just listen,
Bro, but not even.
you're not
angry.
gonna mess up what I got here.
Yeah, she didn't just look angry. She looked like that bitch. Like, you gonna fuck with
in
me?
control. In control. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and so don't. The other thing that's interesting, and I think that it brought me back to that because of what you mentioned, is she ruptured her reality.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
how do we know when
she
she
said, I'm
ruptured?
done with cloaking it. Y'all gonna see the red.
She ruptured it. So how do we know that she didn't rupture by rupturing it? She didn't under subconsciously, because there's a lot of subconscious
Yeah, yeah,
talk here.
hell yes, and that's why
Because
I,
Rambo is all like, you subconsciously let me help you with your kids. You let me come in. You brought me in. I didn't come in. You brought me in here. So there's something there that
you
you
allowed me
want.
to live. Yep.
Yeah, and so all of those subconscious things are really, I think, pointing to subconsciously she wanted to. She did something that she didn't understand how, but is somewhere in the back of her brain. I mean, it kind of makes sense because she leaves that reality. And she brings another reality. She goes into another reality, then she brings a third reality in when she brings
Yep.
Pietro from another universe.
And that, look, now what I got from that, when I saw that, I said, ooh, they are now softly introducing mutants. They brought one in, they ain't say anything. You know what I mean? But in my head, I'm like, that is a Trojan horse. That is a great way to introduce, not to officially introduce mutants, but to, you know how they keep dropping all of these words, all of these things. Oh, Monica Rambeau, her X-ray, you can't see anything. Her name is Spectrum in the comics. Darcy finds her with the Spectrum Finder. You know what I mean? Like they're dropping her whole entire shit changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's crazy
Yeah.
because in the hospital they didn't say anything, so she's been evolving. You understand what I'm saying? She's been as time has gone, she's been evolving. So I'm like, this is a great way to introduce mutants. You've been showing us the evolution of Monica Rambeau. You've been, you bring Pietro in, but it's not Pietro, it's Quicksilver.
But exactly. And also understand that WandaVision's kids are the first MCU mutants.
Yeah,
The first, because they're the first born with power. Mutations of human beings that have been altered, right? So the human being altered being Wanda, but I don't think Vision had anything to do with their creation. I think Wanda made two kids, like fucking Palpatine.
Yeah. No lie, same here.
Not from a Jedi.
And
Not
also,
from
that's
a
why I
Jedi.
say I think Pietro's a freaking Trojan horse. Why? Because I think that is the main villain. The main bad guy.
Pietro?
No. Not Pietro, but the person disguising themselves as him. That is not her brother. The timing is too perfect. The timing is too perfect. That is not her brother, bro. That is not her brother. That is not her doing. That is implanted by the mastermind, whoever the mastermind is. That's what I think. That is an implant.
If he's supposed, look, in the comic books, it's supposed to be Mephisto.
Yeah, Mephisto. Yeah.
So if it is Mephisto, maybe he's doing things to like create out of balance. I think she's also losing her grip on a lot of things. She's doing magic tricks in front of everybody. She just doesn't care. She's just like, no, this is the way this is gonna be. Fuck off. And we're only kind of halfway through, right?
Yep. Yeah. I'm loving him.
Yeah, man. You must be happy with the timing because it was 40 something minutes. That's exactly what you've been asking for.
That's what you know me, baby. Come on. That.
But
I think that it gave me. It was like a full meal.
Yep, man. Yep. I think that what's going to be ultimately most interesting is going to be
who's behind it.
Seeing all of this play out fully. In the next, not even in the last episode, but in the next episode or two, because the next episode or two are really.
It's definitely the journey. This is definitely the journey kind of. This is a journey kind of show. You know what I mean? Like the destination will be fire, the end will be fire, but the way to get there that's the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So looking forward to the next couple episodes.
Yes,
I
we
think
are.
this episode is probably not the best one so far, but it's the one that's giving you the most fucking meat.
This one you have to watch. This is the one you have to watch the most, though.
Yeah.
This is the one you
Yeah.
have to watch the most. Like, you can't text through this. You can't do none of that because you miss things. Like, you miss it. You miss
I
it
don't-
by frame by frame by frame. Like, this is just...
Yeah, I'm saying this is not the best one because I think what's happening. This is the turning point, not the
Oh,
best.
yeah.
episode.
No, yeah.
What's
Definitely.
coming after this is gonna fucking hit the fan. So it's gonna be interesting when we see Vision leave the bubble. Once Vision leaves the bubble, we're gonna see what the fuck is what.
But, yo, that's the... it's just... Yeah, we just got to see what the fuck is what. Because if he leaves, then that means she brought him back. Because I don't think her
hold on,
conscience could escape that. You know what I mean?
Hold on, no, because they already gave you a clue. Rambo says, "Let's go see where my clothes are at," and she shoots them. And they're like, "Are we is she making us see these clothes like this?" No, the reality that she made in the bubble exists outside of the bubble. The bubble is just what she's created as part of that reality. The fact that Monica's clothes look like those 70s clothes she was wearing in the show means that everything that's happening in the show will happen outside of the show.
Okay. Yes. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Like the beekeeper, like with the beekeeper, he won't go from new out suit to old suit to back to new suit. No, he's staying in his old suit. So if she brought Vision in, that version of Vision will exist outside of her hex.
Yes.
Damn, man. He's so incomplete. Wow.
Well, I mean,
Wow. That's deep. I just thought about
and
that. That's deep.
It's going to be interesting to see how it's going to all play out. And so here, the only question that I have, Endgame was Endgame the last Avengers movie?
Yeah.
Or was it?
No, it was Infinity Wars.
Infinity Wars. Or is it Infinity Wars Endgame? So it's Endgame is the last one.
Yes,
Infinity Wars is the
Endgame,
one
yeah.
before.
Mm-hmm.
So Endgame was the death of all of these characters. Like, that's it. We're done with y'all. You're done. You finish. Here's a new wave of people that we're dealing with. There's no more Captain America. There's no more Iron Man. There's no more whatever. Done. Goodbye. Thank you. But they've surpassed that, right? I mean, to be fair, they only came in like 5 movies ago, not 10 movies ago. So it makes sense. Do you think at the end of this, because this is what I think is going to happen, Wanda and Vision are no more?
Yeah, I think this is a complete violation.
What do you mean?
This is a complete violation of everything. Like, he didn't want to be brought back. Everything, the guy says it, but he says it in a sneaky way. But, you know what I mean? This is a complete violation. I think he's at peace. You know what I mean? I feel like in order for him to have found meaning and to have felt like he lived, he wants to be able to die.
Yeah, that's true. But what I mean is then Wanda has to die at the end of this, right?
Nah, it's too young. She's still too young in the universe. Then she got the kids. What about the kids? Who you gonna leave? Who you gonna leave those fuckers to? Magneto?
Professor X. Magneto, yeah. And that's the other question. My last question is, do you think we're going to have a complete fax move over? Or do you think we're going to have a mixture of people? Because Hugh Jackman cannot be Wolverine.
Yeah.
again.
No. It's gonna be a mixture of people, and it's gonna be in small. I understand Quicksilver because the guy is young, but yeah, I can see like a little mixing. So because if they're gonna draw directly from it, you don't want to completely. You know what I mean? Like, I think Dr. X would be young. Dr. X would be cool.
Professor X.
Yeah, Professor X. Yep.
McAvoy, whatever his last name is, really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid of who they're gonna bring over. I wouldn't mind. The
I wouldn't mind the young
what's her
cast for
name?
cameos, but not for like actual movies. You understand what I'm saying?
No, but I'm like I wouldn't. Look, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. What's her name from Game of Thrones to be?
Yeah. Jean Grey.
Grey,
But
because she's young.
But do you want to, like, that's the thing, that we've never seen them young. So if they introduce them young, I don't know. I don't feel like, I don't know. We got to wait until see how they introduce them.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're gonna have to wait, but I mean, and that's what I mean. Like, who gets absorbed in and becomes part of these
The
universe?
age point is very important too, yo. Like, at what age? You know what I mean? Like, are they the young? Are they the older? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important. If they're the older,
I mean,
where the fuck they been at? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, they've been at their own universe, obviously, because that's what this is proving. But you, and the last question that I have, well, and that's what's gonna be interesting when you bring in Wolverine, because that's the important one. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. I only care about Wolverine. Come on, man. You know it's true. You know.
it is Wolverine and the X-Men. It is Wolverine and the X-Men.
No, fuck the X-Men. I only care about Wolverine, bro. Like, everybody else is replaceable. It's like, all right, nigga, you gonna be Storm, then you Storm. All right, we good. But if you, who is Wolverine, my son? Because that's the one that matters. Not Professor X, not Cyclops, not fucking Jean Grey. It don't matter. Bring somebody good. Who is Wolverine? Who is Wolverine? My third question for you. She says, "Ooh, I know a nuclear physicist." Whatever the fuck she says, that'll be
The engineer, yeah.
And then she sends a giant text, which they put a lot of focus on. So, Sue Storm, Reed Richards.
Reed Richards makes the most sense. Why?
However,
Because you don't want to. It's a good way to introduce another franchise. You don't want to just like make this the X-Men coming out party. You know what I mean? Like,
no, but you're gonna have to cast brand new whoever, this is the MCU's Fantastic Four. But if you watch the episode in Spanish, she says, "Tengo una amiga." I have a female friend.
ooh,
So it's not no Reed Richards.
ooh, I like that.
So I'm wondering if it's Sue Storm, and she's like, "Nah, I got my boyfriend can handle this. He's the man with this." And we need to go in there and figure this shit out, because it's now getting out of control. You create the Fantastic Four in one swooping move, brother.
One sweeping move, yo. You're sending a team to stop Wanda.
Yo, and then they fucking get fucking blasted into some other place, and then they come back and they're the Fantastic motherfucking Four. Or five, the Fantastic Five, because Victor Von Doom is there.
Oh yeah. Ooh, could it be Victor Von Doom? And he's
No,
not.
it's a girl. Oh, Victor Von Doom is going to be a woman? Victoria Von Doom? Hey,
I'm with it. As long as the name is Von Doom, that's it. As long as it's Doom, you know what I mean?
It's just the last name, right?
Yup.
The Von Doom is all that matters, but we don't care nothing about nothing else.
Behind that mask, listen, you can be what you want to be.
And that's the evergreen character, right? Like, you can hire 700 actors, all unknown actors, to play anybody behind the mask. It's just like, look, bro.
Yup.
All that matters is that, look, we're gonna hire you for the voice, so that only cost us 100,000,
Yep.
not 7 million. So I can do upgrades of 100,000 for 50 years. Yeah, man. Look.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen, and I can't wait to see where they're gonna go with it. And it looks good. It's getting more and more interesting. And if they're gonna blow the runtime to 40 minutes from now on, I'm way down with it. Down with it.
Thank you.
All right, let's blitz them.
Let's hit him with the blitz. Nerd blitz time. Hit him with the nerd blitz time. Yeah. So Godzilla vs. King Kong gets pushed back the week from March 26th to March 31st.
Boo. Fucking boo. Why? Boo. Tell me why right now. I fucking boo you, HBO Max. Sorry.
Yeah, because they pulled it out to pull it back, whatever. March 18th, the Snyder Cut, rated R, 4 hours. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do this. I'm just more like it's almost like somebody's gonna fucking cut off my leg, and I've been putting it off, and it's like, look, let's fucking get this.
Like, come on,
just take it.
Just take it. The pressure is on for Disney bigwigs to drop more movies on Disney Plus as HBO, as well, whatever studios are doing on HBO Max.
So Disney has been holding out because it's not pennies.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But you know, and the moment they make it, I don't know, pay those $30, somebody steals it, he pirates it on the internet. They lose money, but I'm quite sure that they make more money than if they don't fucking put it out.
Krog is back for Thor: Love and Thunder.
Who is?
Krog.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. I like
the character. Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
Netflix to release a series based on the Sandman comic book series created by Neil Gaiman.
Who is?
Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Okay. So I'm a huge fan of the Sandman. You're a huge fan of the Sandman. You've been doing the
audio.
The audio books. I read the comic books 100 years ago. Sandman was the comic book that you could show people that told you comic books were for children, because you can give somebody the Sandman and you go over their heads because it's so fucking.
It's levels to the shit.
It's beautifully written. It's very fucking grown up.
From the names of the characters, everything means something. You know, and yep.
Yes. So it's actual literature with drawings with it.
It's a novel. Yes, it's damn near a novel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Nothing wrong with that. So I'm glad to see it. But, you know, we talked about this, I think, over a year ago or so. But I remember that this version is going to be modernized. It's going to be in 2021 or whenever. Like, it's going to be a little bit different than what the comic book is. But that makes sense because it's a TV show. It's not a fucking comic book. So...
Game of Thrones spin-off Winds of the Winter could be in animation for HBO Max. George R.R. Martin attached to the show. You know, I like, if they're gonna draw it a certain style, I'm with it.
But is it gonna be? Listen. We've been waiting for Winds of Winter for fucking. All of his books take 20 fucking years to come out.
I think he stopped writing it, bro. Honestly, like, he's just like,
This was more than I wanted to.
Somebody's gonna pay him. Watch. There's gonna be somebody is gonna pay him a ridiculous amount of money to release the books and keep it like a Wu-Tang album.
Yeah.
Like that, right?
Yes.
Hey, Wicked. John Chu tapped to direct Universal's film adaptation. So, John Chu, who did Lin Miranda's In the Heights, has been tapped to do Wicked, a film adaptation.
Let's go. I mean, I like Wicked. It was one of the.
I can stomach it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the few musicals. I don't like music. I'm not a big fan of musicals.
Same
one of the
here.
musicals
That's what I said.
that I actually really like.
Fire.
So let's go. Let's do it.
Colin Farrell is unrecognizable in his new penguin getup. That there was somebody, somebody working on set who was talking to him like he was in his makeup, but not in the penguin, like, suit. You know what I'm saying? So they were like, "Who is that person?" They were like, "That's Colin." They were like, "Oh my god, that was Colin fucking Farrell." You know, one of those things happen.
What was the voice?
Oh my god! Yeah, you know, because he definitely like drinks like chai lattes and shit like that.
Yes.
for his throat, even though he doesn't sing. Yeah.
Oh, you so stupid.
Marvel has a writer for the upcoming Blade film, Stacy Osei Kufar. A writer on the HBO's Watchmen series has been hired onto the MCU Vampires franchise.
Okay.
That's what's
Hey,
up.
listen, Blade saved saved Marvel in 1998.
Yeah, they better do him right, yo. They need to do him
They better
like
do him
they
right.
better do, yo, full circle, come back, like introduce something new to filming while in that movie. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like I need that. I need
Let's-
y'all to push it forward, like for real. Do that.
Yeah, man. Let's go Blade, man. Let's go Blade.
Yup. A Suicide Squad is finished. James Gunn praises Warner's for being creatively amazing while working on Thor: Love and Thunder. Yo, he don't care, yo. You know, like, I don't care.
He's like, "What? You're not gonna give me a job? Fine."
I already signed for this, so you can fire me. I will collect my check. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can say what you want about Marvel not giving you all the freedom, which I don't think it's true, but they definitely have a very strong plan that DC hasn't been able to copy. I suppose that's what he's alluring to, like the idea that in Marvel you don't have the freedoms to.
I mean, but also look what he's directing, though. He's directing the Suicide Squad. You can go as crazy as you want.
But that's also true. I mean,
You know what
it's
I mean?
not like he's doing Superman or Batman.
Exactly. Like you know what I mean? He's not doing cookie cutter fucking Superman. You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, I mean, hey.
Hey, I'm waiting. I want to
Hey.
see it. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, listen, he's a good director.
He's a great
fun.
director.
He makes fun movies. So let's go. I mean, I'm ready.
You know me.
I'm
I like
ready.
to laugh. Hard times. Have a gay old time.
A jabba dooba, a jabba gay old time.
They don't know about that, man.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be interesting post-pandemic. A, what the world's gonna look like. B, how the world of filmmaking is gonna be, because it's very different. It's gonna be very different, and there's a lot more going on than what we know. But it's also gonna be interesting to see how society changes freedoms and things like that, like creative freedoms, working freedoms. We'll see, man. In the meanwhile, thank you for stopping by, hitting like, hitting subscribe.
Tell somebody to tell somebody.
Yeah, man, and
Because this was a great episode. Yep, we broke shit down.
There you go. Hansel said it. So hit like. This episode deserves a
great.
like.
Yes. Please.
Don't be stingy.
Please. You start off real strong and you gotta come down here, please.
Please. I cut my finger for you. Look
did.
at it. Yeah, man. See you next week.
Yeah, we excited.
That's the end of the video, and bye. Don't forget to subscribe. That's it.